tariffs.
The declaration made at the recent meeting between the presidents of Poland and the United States may be of groundbreaking importance for the strengthening of Poland's security.
We're very happy. If anything, we'll put more there if they want. But they've long wanted to have a larger presence. We have some countries that have more, not too many, but no, they'll be staying in Poland. We're very much aligned with Poland.
Discussions on increasing and maintaining the presence of American troops in Poland, similar to the American bases in Germany, were later continued behind closed doors. On the Polish side, they are to be coordinated by the head of the National Security Bureau, Sławomir Cęckiewicz, and on the American side by Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. We need to move beyond the phase of bilateral talks between the Polish president and the US president and move on to the consultation stage. However, this requires cooperation with the government led by Prime Minister Donald Tusk, and there is no such cooperation. It's been almost a month and a half since the Polish president was sworn in. Have there been any meetings with the foreign minister? And there are more and more indications that this is a deliberate move to prevent an increase in the presence of American soldiers in Poland. If this president-government conflict escalates, and it seems that it is escalating, given the attacks on the National Security Bureau and thus on the president of Poland, then it is difficult to talk about any cooperation. The declaration would strengthen Poland, and at a particularly dangerous moment. President Karol Nawrocki is seeking an increased US military presence in Poland, but the problem is that there is no mention of this on the part of the government. The suspicion is that Donald Tusk would prefer the presence of the Bundeswehr in Poland to that of the US Army. There are many indications that we may currently be dealing with a strategy similar to that of Donald Tusk's first government, when attempts were made to weaken Poland's cooperation with the United States and at least delay, if not prevent, the establishment of the first American base in Poland. This is what Tusk, then also the Prime Minister, told President Bush in 2008, which only became public information many years later from declassified notes. I will say one more thing that I will not say publicly. When I was in Russia, I managed to thaw relations. That's what we wanted. However, it came at a price. It was not an easy task. At that time, Germany was very strongly pushing for strategic cooperation with Putin's Russia and simultaneously pushing the United States out of Europe. And in Poland, Donald Tusk's government was trying to do the same. During Donald Tusk's previous terms in office, we saw the collapse of the construction of the American missile defense shield in our country, which could already have been in place. Unfortunately, Donald Tusk gave up on this shield and Barack Obama eventually announced the abandonment of the project. At that time, Prime Minister Tusk and his government argued for the need for a reset in relations with Russia and close cooperation, symbolized by the close meetings between Tusk and Putin.
Prime Minister Putin said very seriously that he wants to find other solution, not Iskander near Poland.
Today, Tusk and Sikorski claim that they have always led a completely serious, unchanging, anti-Russian international policy.